back to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are just joining us for the first time, welcome. Do not forget to subscribe. So today I have some amazing person here with me, and I'm not going to talk so much. I'm not going to go into details because I want the host to do justice to what we're here for today. So it is the Humanitarians of Africa session, and I have one amazing humanitarian here with me. He is the founder of Executives Initiative, and he's going to be telling us all about the work he does and everything about his organization. So please, Dari, let us meet you. Who are you? What do you do? What's the name of your organization? You know, just please tell us everything.
All right. Hi, ELLAH, and hi to everyone subscribing and watching this. So my name is Dari Asobele. I'm a lawyer, humanitarian, and project manager. And just like ELLAH mentioned, I'm the founder and coordinator of Executives Helping Initiative. So Executives Initiative for short, basically. Executives Helping Initiative started in 2013, and it started as a result of me just being curious to go into an orphanage in December 26, 2013. And so it was something we did once a year, right? So from December 2013 to December 2017, EI was something that would go to an orphanage once a year, but everything shifted in 2018 when we decided to finally register as well. And so over the years, what we decided to do was, just leverage on volunteers, right? And so what that means is that we realized that a lot of people are unemployed, a lot of people are still discovering themselves in terms of what they want to do with their lives and so much fun. And so we decided to create like an academy, basically, where people come to volunteer and then do various humanitarian works around community development, prison reforms, things relating to cancer, sickle cell, and mental health. That even in the process, we sort of started another subgroup organization called ASAD, which means Anti-Suicide and Depression Squad, where we just want to help people that are struggling with their mental health, basically. So yeah.
That's really a lot. The need to want to help people drove you to doing a lot. So you mentioned some key things. You said sickle cell, mental health, and I can't remember the other two. That
prison reforms and community development. Yeah.
Prison reforms and community development. So my focus would be on mental health. Why mental health? So you are a lawyer, and mental health people will think is something in the health sector. So why mental health? Why sickle cell? Why prison reforms? I would say, okay, maybe prison reforms because you're a lawyer, you get to see a lot of all of these people. But then why the diversion from what you do and your kind of personality?
Yeah, so in 2017, personally speaking, right, I used to be suicidal and depressed during that period. And I was able to come out of it by the grace of God, right? So it was something that God was able to help me overcome during that period. So hence the need to say, let's start another group. So the normal thing would have been to register another NGO, right? So what we decided to do was just make it like a subgroup of EI, where we begin to tell people. So funny enough, in 2017, we've already been doing stuff relating to mental health in EI. We had a few guests come to talk and all of those things just to see how we could broadcast live for people to watch. And so it's more of a personal experience for me and being in that dark space, right? So when people are depressed, they don't feel creative, they feel like giving up, they don't see the need to leave, all of those things. So just wanting to help other people in that particular space was one of the reasons why we decided to start ASADS and, and help people basically. So that was the reason for going into the mental health, and so far, so good. It's been an amazing journey to be able to help so many people and keep pushing basically.
And sickle cell, what's the drive behind sickle cell?
So
a lot of people don't like to talk about.
So for sickle cell, what happened was it was a volunteer basically, like just realizing that a volunteer was dealing with that. Seeing how she was able to push to still volunteer and carry out her roles, and more personal experiences. So growing up in secondary school, I lost a classmate to sickle cell. In university, I lost a classmate to sickle cell, and just being able to also understand their pain. So in 2018, a friend asked me to see how some of our volunteers could participate in a documentary. And so what he did was he got letters from people that had sickle cell. And so we were reading those letters out. So the video is on YouTube. You see me there. And so you're reading letters to understand that they are saying that, Some of them are not able to get into relationships when people realize they are sickle cell. There's what they call the acute pain. There's one acute pain where they're trying to breathe in, it's painful, and trying to breathe out, it's
acute
painful.
chest syndrome, yeah.
Yeah, acute chest syndrome. And, you know, so we just said, you know what, we want to do something to support people in the sickle cell space. So what we decided to do that every year, we always support sickle cell. So there's this sickle cell advocacy group, SAMI initiative, that we support every year. And we've worked with over the years because of a volunteer that was also struggling with that, just being able to help as well. So yeah, that's one of the reasons just I like, you know what, it's not our forte, but we can always support financially and give drugs.
Definitely. Wow, that's really amazing. I've worked with a lot of sickle cell organizations, so I know what it means to have to do something in the sickle cell space. And I kind of have an experience with what warriors get to go through when it comes to their health, their relationships, and you know, all of that is a whole lot. So in the course of 2018 till now, in 2022, what's the impact you've been able to make in the lives of people that you've been able to reach through all the different projects that you've carried out?
Oh, yes. Yeah, so to be honest, right, I'm not going to take the accolade or say that it's something that I've been able to do myself. So first of all, like God first, God has been able to help us, and in partnership with so many organizations as well as our volunteers. So for example, at EI, we've been able to influence and impact say over 10,000 people, in the sense that, you know, we give free medicals from time to time in the last 9 years to people.
Wonderful.
You know, so yeah, being able to do that. And then in EI, I mean, in Assad, we've had over 50 physical support group sessions, you know, to give people clarity about what's it called, mental health issues, to be able to get clarity. And also special thank you to our partners such as Uber. Uber partnered with us in 2018. We were able to renovate some schools in that year. And also, we've been able to partner with some other organizations. There are so many, I can't even remember them.
Definitely, it's been a long time.
Yeah, just being able to, you know, I think for me, it's just being able to help people that, you know, that they can't do something for you back. Like, you're not expecting anything in return. Yeah, and then when they pray for you, you know, that gratitude, like, oh, you know, you know, they just begin to pray for you in their dialect and so much more. So for the mental health aspect, so we have a WhatsApp from where we have over 1,000 people. So every day we're constantly feeding them with information, self-help tips,
to keep the mind going.
Yeah, keep the mind going and providing self-help tips. And then in being able to partner with an organization in America called You Good App, we've been able to have what we call conversation and chill. Another session is even happening this month in June. Where people get to go to like a fancy restaurant to get more information about mental health, basically. So yeah, so we've been able to reach a couple of people. We're not done. The idea is just to see how we can continues, just to see how we can make all of this sustainable for people and to keep reaching more people, basically, as well. So yeah.
Okay, so you have mentioned why you started, and I think that also embodied the major project that you carry out. But apart from that, are there? I know you had a project. What is it called? The Fundraising Ball or something. I don't know. The one that you have.
Charity.
Yeah. Exactly, towards the end of the year. Can you tell us about? Just tell us about that project?
Right. So it's something that I mean, that's how EI started, right? It was about December, ending of the year. So we call it the charity series. So if you type the hashtag, the charity 2013, the charity 2014, charity 2015, 16, all the way down to 21, you'll see that we've taken over that hashtag because it's just a series of 4 major events. So before it was everything changed in 2017. During the charity 2017 was where we started doing that, right? So what happens is that we have 4 major events. We have a large community impact that takes 2 to 3 or 4 days. We have reform, and then we have a football match. We play a football match to a cause, and then we have our fundraiser and award night. So we award all the volunteers that have given their energy and more throughout the year to be part of us, basically. So yeah, the goal is just to see how we can help people that they call them, so inmates, you know, people are in the prison, they were just at the wrong place at the wrong time, don't have access to lawyers and all of those things, just help. And then the particular community, instead of us giving them fish, we teach them how to fish. So we give them skill sets, how to make soap, makeup, barb hair, so that they don't go and rob, because everybody's looking for money, and just to see how they can just become employable, basically in their particular community. And then the fundraiser for cancer, sickle cell, and mental health is just similar. The mental health aspect is to support ASAD. Sickle cell is support SAMI Initiative, another sickle cell organization. Is also just see what we can do to help people, because over the years, some of our volunteers, their parents had cancer. So we just want to just support basically in our own little way.
Okay, that's really a great initiative, especially the football match and the reward system for your volunteers at the end of the year. I think that's a great way to celebrate people that work with you, and also encourage them to put in the effort and do better in the next year. And I'm sure it's something that everyone looks forward to towards the end of the year. That's really great. So you operate from a third world country, Nigeria, and I know that there are a lot of challenges that come with running an organization as huge as EI. And apart from funding, which is every organization's issue, home and abroad, what other challenges do you get to face running your organization?
I mean, so we just even finished like an outreach not too long ago. I think one challenge is cooperation from community members. We call them Agberos here in Nigeria. Because for me, I'm always going to be surprised, like, we're coming to help your community and you feel like we need to pay you money or give you something to help people. Community, and so sometimes they threaten to want to scatter the thing that we're trying to do, and all of those things. They don't see the value. They're asking for, certain things that they'll just go and smoke, and then at the end of the day, money is not sustainable. So I mean, just like you said, funding is the most important issue, right? Because without money, we can't do what we do, right? So we need funding. We need people to partner with us so that we can keep doing what we do. Other minor issues would be maybe in terms of getting committed members, right? So, most times people just want to come and volunteer because they want to get certificates. Which are not bad, right? It's a form of motivation to encourage people. But I think the major thing would just be having to deal with community members. Maybe another issue is also partnership with other organizations. So most organizations are not interested in partnering. They just feel like it's a competition. For me, I believe that there's no competition in making the world a better place. I don't even think NGOs should exist if the government was literally doing their work, creating all of these infrastructures to do all of these things, basically. So, I mean, the goal is that one day everything is working in Nigeria, and there'll be no need for even organizations to, even exist anymore, because most of these things have been achieved. So you have, even in the world, right, you've had institutions that had to close down because their aims and objectives were finally achieved. And so they had to, close down. So as well. So I think that's the goal. That one day we're like, we've tried over the years. It seems like everything has normalized, and then we can now finally stop doing what we are doing. But the way it is, right, I personally believe that 100 years before you and I came into this world, most of these issues always existed. And even 100 years after we leave,
it will still be there.
So we just need a group of people that are saying, no, enough is enough. We want to do something about it.
That's true. The Agbero thing, I think that's a major challenge for most organizations. When I worked with a sickle cell foundation, I think last year, around the same time, we had to pay each and every one of them. We gave them a token to ensure that they do not come around that day to scatter the event. And I don't know why that is. I feel it is lack of sensitization and also enlightenment about some certain issues. They just think they need to be, but like we say, it is what it is. There's really nothing we can do about it, except the people make a personal decision. So I'm going to be moving into a different dimension now. So in the course of your work, what is something or a day or an activity or an event that happened that really touched you, that you would never forget, that kind of stood out for you in the course of doing what you do?
I mean, like, I never thought I'll be doing this. Honestly, I think it was the first time we went to the orphanage, went to Bill of Mercy, 2013, seeing those kids cry when we were leaving, truth is that, their parents, someone dropped them there. And, what shifted my mind was when I went to Love Home at Magodo, and I saw triplets. I was like, I know that I can be stubborn, right? And imagine my mom just dropped me somewhere else. Like I didn't ask, nobody asked for my permission to come here. And that shifted my mind, like, oh, why would someone just drop 3 of their kids here, basically, and realize that a lot was going on. And so, like, people are going through stuff, right? But still, and so that shifted my mind. I think that's when the burning desire to want to help sort of started resonating with me, that, you know what, I want to do what I can to be able to help people. It's not like I have billions or millions or anything, but with the little that I have, I can just see what I can do. And also just connect with other people. So that's just been the goal, just helping one person at a time. So that stood out for me. And then over the years, so many experiences, because let's not lie, we don't pay our volunteers. And we sort of have a lot of volunteers. Each year, we recruit new volunteers. And just being able to find, even if it's just one person, people that are willing to give their all, their energy towards making things work is truly a gift. It's truly a gift to find someone else that believes in your vision, and even find more than 10 people being able to commit and execute the plan. It's a gift that I will never take for granted, basically. So yeah, those are very, very defining moments, because we live in a world whereby everyone is selfish, which is not wrong. You need to think about yourself, make sure you are good. Yeah. So to find other people that are willing to
think about other people.
Yeah, think about other people aside from themselves it's truly amazing. It's truly amazing. Honestly, truly amazing. Yeah.
I know what that feels like. So when it comes to running your organization, would you say it is passion, or you would say it is your why that is pushing you and that has kept you thus far? Because you find that a lot of organizations, after 2 years, some don't even get to 2 years, they just fizzle out. And when you get to look at what exactly was driving them in the first place, you can't really quantify it. So for you, would you say it is passion or your why that's keeping you and the organization going?
Yeah, so it's a combination of both. I won't lie to you, right? The truth is that, honestly, when you look at the situation in Nigeria, it's easy to give up, right? A lot of people feel like giving up. And the truth is that no matter what it is that we're going through, I'm sure you have things that are bothering you. I also have things that are bothering me.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be like, okay, the truth is that people have it worse than whatever it is that we're dealing with. And so for me, it's about just being able to create that platform and system. So like I said, if we're able to create sustainability, knowing that there's a group, there's an organization that is always readily empowered and enabled to be able to help people, that's just what I want to be able to do with these organizations, and know that, okay, even long after we've left this world, this organization still exists and can keep helping people, basically. So for me, it's about why, it's about the passion, and to be able to influence other people so they can see the work that is being done as well.
That's really great. So is there any special program that you would like to ask our viewers to either support your organization with or spread the word about, or you'd like to invite us to? Is there any special program like that you'd like to share?
Yes. We're going to be having the Charity 2022, just like we do. We're going to have our
it's coming up.
The prison reform, the kick against, depending on whichever one we choose. We're going to play football. Yeah. We're going to have a community impact in terms for 3 or 4 days, and our fundraiser as well, and our awards night. So people can follow us on our social media platforms. So they can also volunteer. We have a volunteering system. People can volunteer for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. They get a reference letter and so much more. And so, so anyone that is interested in, reaching out to us can always use our social media platforms. And they can also donate to support us, partner with us, basically. So, yes. So I'm hoping that people partner, people donate, and more. Yeah.
Okay, so the major focus is on that event right now. So everyone has started planning and working towards that event. So I'm going to drop his details. That's for EI. I'll drop the website, the contact details, everything. I'm going to drop it in the description so that you guys can reach out to them, strike up a conversation, and decide on what you want to do: partnership, collaboration, sponsorship, anything or volunteering, anyone works and would be greatly appreciated. You mentioned, before I let you go, you mentioned something about your volunteer system where it runs for 3 months. And I know we have spoken about it before personally, and it really fascinated me the way you're able to ensure that there is a system that goes around your volunteers and all of that. How were you able to come up with that method to ensure that everything is going on well when it comes to volunteering?
I mean, I won't lie to you. I mean, grace of God, in 2017, I was just praying and asking God for wisdom, and God just dropped the idea, divide the groups, and then the system just started coming, and so we just decided to refurbish it, right? So we observed in 2018, volunteers complained that we had so many events. I would just wake up, they would do an event. And so what we decided to was always come up with a calendar. So everybody now has 1 year notice of the activities that we're doing. And then the new system was so that people do not get fatigued, right? Because volunteers are working all through the year. They have their lives, they are tired and so much more. And yeah, it's also a learning experience for people, right? Like I said, people are coming in so many volunteers that have joined us since all of them are doing well. It's always amazing seeing them doing well financially, academically. And you look back at some of their stories. When they joined us, they didn't have an idea of what they wanted to do. So a lot of them have been able to discover themselves here by interacting with other volunteers. And right now we have volunteers from different parts of the world. All they need is just WhatsApp. Just WhatsApp, and you have this deal. So being able to create that system of being able to interact with people and so much more, there's just this bond, basically. So those are some of the systems that we use. We also have a KPI system to measure people's performance, and so we also try to ensure that currently we're recruiting. A couple of people have applied, and so for example, now we send them an email of a virtual orientation of the organization and a structured document, telling them to read it. It's just a 1-hour recording, so that they know what they are getting themselves into. So that people don't come in and then they're now not active, all of those things. So we're just very, very clear on all of those principles.
That's really great. Like having principles, the orientation everyone applies. It's like there's a step to everything, and that makes it sustainable, especially for volunteers, because you get to find that when you have so many people coming to volunteer with the organization, at some point they become dormant and they're just there occupying space. I personally don't like people occupying space and doing nothing. So that's really a great way to like sieve the crowd out. So finally, is there anything you would like to tell other nonprofit founders and people listening to us right now? Anything at all you would like to share with our viewers?
What I would like to say is that the truth is that, don't forget your why. Be sincere about this. It's not something that is a walk in the park. It's going to take time. It's going to take process. Many people still think NGOs are scam. So you need to be able to show that you are serious and you mean business. Don't be discouraged. People are watching, people are observing you. And very soon things will just begin to shape up. Also take trainings. Don't think you know it all. Take trainings, pay for courses, go for classes, join fellowships, take mentorship programs. You would always learn and connect with people and so much more, basically. So that's just all I have to say. And I just pray that God gives you strength to keep pushing and doing everything that God has kept in your heart, basically, as well. So yes, that's just all I have to say.
Thank you so much. You've actually said a lot. Like you dropped some key points right there. Learn, keep learning. You do not know it all. Be open to learning. That one is so, so important. And it's not a walk in the park because it takes time. So everything good takes time to grow. So you need to be able to be ready to see it grow and put in that time. Thank you so much, Dari, for being on this session with us. And guys, as usual, please show Executive Initiative some love. Go to Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Show them some love. Volunteer, donate as much as possible because it's needed to help the people all the way down in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Dari, for this. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.